to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
When there is that quality of love, affection, a relationship, no sense of authority, awakening or cultivating or bringing about that intelligence in the student, then the responsibility of the teacher is enormous.
Yes, it is, because the student is open.
After all, we are creating a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the teacher cannot belong to the establishment. Establishment in the sense, the orthodox, the social acceptance, he must be vitally different in himself from the rest of the world.
He must be himself.
I'm not himself. That's
Pause
that
it. Did you hear? The teacher cannot belong to the establishment if he's going to teach the kids correctly. Because otherwise, the teacher is an instrument of indoctrination. Now put that on intimate relationships. You're born into the establishment of your family and whatever generational curses that haven't been reconciled. Do you see? So if you're born into the family that performs, that sweeps it under the rug, that wears the masks, that pantomimes love, you're going to go out into adult relationships, and that's going to feel like home when you're in the presence of toxicity, because it'll be you reminiscing. Do you see? Krishnamurti is speaking about the educational system, right, at the University of San Diego in that clip. And I think this is in the late 70s, maybe early 80s. But I want you to hear what he's saying. He's saying the teacher, in order to be an effective teacher, cannot be corrupted or contaminated by the establishment. Look at your family and the generations of stuff in our spirit and see that as an institution. See, oftentimes we'll look at a person who's been to jail and we'll say, oh, that person is institutionalized. Or a person that is a military soldier who made it a career and was in there for 35, 40 years. You say, oh, well, he's institutionalized by the Army. Or someone that's a career student. They've been to the institutions of higher learning. Or even the institution of marriage. But what you fail to realize is the prisoner, the married couple, the military man, the person that's been educated, right, for 35, 40 years. Guess what that is? They're institutionalized as well. You just look at the prisoner as if his mind is the only one that is incarcerated. Every institution has corporate bylaws and belief systems and and goals and bottom lines, and you're born into that. Let Krishnamurti finish, and then we'll get back to John.
Which means the teacher cannot belong to the establishment. Establishment in the sense, the orthodox, the social acceptance, he must be vitally different in himself from the rest of the world.
He must be himself.
Himself. Not himself. That brings in a difference.
Yes, no, I know what you mean. But he must be authentic.
Wow. Listen, I'm calling you out tonight. Everybody wants to play like they the realest in the world. I don't want to date the ideal version of you. I want to date the real. The sister who started the show for me was leaving the Jill show. She said, "No, that's too much work." So do you see how we're complicit in living with a lie? We're complicit. We're like, hey, if the lie is comfortable, I'm cool with that. And I believe that there's probably more value. I'm willing to bet my life that it's more valuable to be with something real than something that is conceptual. Ooh. Yes, Disney got a hand in this for sure. Let's get John from Mountain View back in here because he was cooking and he was mentioning something that was said on the show before, but he was just getting ready to tap into it. Go ahead, John.
Well, finishing up with the first marriage in men that's supposed to take place, there's also the same in women.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not talking about that portion of it, because again, a man has to choose his level, but he's also choosing his level in the process. So is the woman. Because if you're talking about the woman who can say, you know, I have a hold of my masculine side of myself, then why are you just acting it and displaying it just the same?
Wait. Are you asking a question about men acting masculine or being masculine?
I'm saying on both terms, because again, if the first marriage didn't take place, you don't know your feminine side and you don't know what kind of life you're actually supposed to be living instead of the one you're performing in.
So again, you're speaking on integration. A person hasn't individuated themselves. They haven't integrated all of these different aspects of themselves. So guess what? I'm going to show up in a performative way, right?
Make the choice of doing so because we're doing this in the process of being whips. A human being chooses in their own fire what is going to be best for their situation.
Yeah, but if you're
that man might be making the same choice to be in this same situation, waiting on their mate to finally pick up the mantle and start taking the journey themselves.
But wait, I think you've ignored all of what Krishnamurti just said.
I did because I got work to do, sir. I'm not here for all of it. I'm just getting what I can.
I got
Help me, Jesus. I'm running with this, okay?
So again, the authentic self is not under the control of the orphaned wounds. Again, remember, we talked about this before. Many times your wound is the ghostwriter for your expectations. Your wounds are in the background writing, and no, we don't want this. We want this. But what do you want? The real you, the psychologically nude you. What do you want? And you have to get to that point. This is a work in progress, right? You have to get to that point to be able to shed those wounds, or at least quiet them down to the point where you could hear the sound of your own spirit talking.
True that.
It makes sense?
But at the same time, my get it is never your get it, and I'm talking to the individual I'm never in the relationship with. And that's probably the choice that man made in your presence, knowing he possibly has a brighter view, a difference of opinion, a place where he actually wants to take the entire family, not just himself. He's not abandoning his home.
Interesting. But he, in his own spirit, knows that he is misaligned.
True.
He's even said that, I'm misaligned.
True. Like I stated earlier, he went through his own fire, saw the viewpoint of the valley that blesses him, and went back for his mate. If he had to do that, it is his choice. And it is his blessing for himself and his family, because I know good and damn.
You want to say it? I know you do. I can't. Go ahead. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I know I'm not. I know exactly what I'm doing this for, and it's not just for me.
Right. Right.
Because when I look back at the generations of daughters that look at me and say, I've seen the work you've done. I see it. Continue. And I'm coming with you. Which turned the head around of the ex-wife who says, I see it too.
I love it, man. I love it when you call in and you pontificate on the different experiences you've had. Because I know you sprinkling some of them in there. I know.
This is one of them.
I know. And I love it, brother. I love it. Hey, Pastor John, guess what you just did?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain View is in the house, but pray for me so I don't choke out no kernel tonight.
Hey,
God bless you.
We praying for you, brother. Don't do it. Don't do it. Mountain View is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. Love it when Pastor John from Mountain View, Hawaii calls in. Now let's bounce all the way over to Denver, Colorado. Callie Soul is in the building. Callie?
So?
Callie?
So? Okay.
What are your thoughts?
This is another one. It's kind of like a little thorn in my side, but I'm gonna grow up. I can say that I have absolutely shown up as my authentic self in probably like the past, I'd say 7 years of my life. But it's not been intentional in relationships. It's been because I'm aloof and my give a darn is busted.
My give a darn is busted?
Busted. But it's not like a toxic busted. You know how you have them people where they're like, this is just who I am, and if you don't like it, you can, bounce. It is not that. It's just, I'm the opposite of what Davy Lee experienced. In my first marriage, I totally put on all the accoutrement that I could to change myself, and he didn't never ask me to do that. I just did it because I didn't have no idea, what being married was about, what being a wife was, what being a partner was. So I started, creating this story of who I should be, and then I did it, and he didn't like that, and it ended up as a part of our demise. So I realized I had made myself feel uncomfortable because, like I said, he had never asked me to change. I changed. I danced. I, put on masks. So fast forward to now, I went the total opposite direction. But like I said, I can't say that I've showed up as my authentic self because it's like my intention. It's just that I'm like, nah, I'm just being who I am, and that's what it is. So if my friends and loved ones or a partner bring something to my attention, I am willing to work on it. Like recent.
How do you feel when they bring something to your attention?
Oh, I'm taken aback.
Like, oh, you saw me.
yeah. Like, and that's the thing. It's like, that's what I was going to say. It's not like I'm who I am, and if you don't like it, you can roll out. I'm like, I am who I am. Show me. Mirror it to me so that I can make my corrections. So I want to say, like,
you're triggering me now. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. But in a good way. You always inspire me. You know that. You're like a chocolate little mousse. Not a moose, but a moose.
Okay.
The voice of reason is on fire tonight. Don't get it twisted. But I have to ask this question. What survival strategy do you call being authentic, and who taught you that it would keep you safe? I want you to think on that. When we come forward, we going back to Denver, Colorado. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What make you? Yeah.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-868-6431. 800-868-6431. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? Call 800-868-6431. 800-868-6431 and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliate.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's my name?
Are you Ellie?
Miss Mary Jane, I'm analyzing the game.
And the game done chose me
to bring pain to pretty women and fake thugs, one and the same.
Ever since you told me
there's only room for two, I've been making less room for
can hold me.
Hug me, love me, judge me. The only man that hovers above me. Holla.
I met so many men and it's like they're all the same. My appetite for loving is now my hunger pain. And when I'm feeling sexy, who's gonna comfort me? My only problem is their insecurity.
Tired of being alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Sick of arguing on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Why you telling all your friends?
Yeah, yeah.
What about authenticity? I saw you talk about that once, that they don't like people that are authentic.
They feel threatened by people who are authentic. So, and to show up as your authentic self in a narcissistic relationship can actually be, I'm going to say dangerous. I put dangerous in quotes. It's not like they're going to beat you up, but they're not going to have it, right? Your true self, your authentic self, they're going to mock it. They're going to have contempt for it. They're going to, if you're not solid in that authentic identity, they're going to attempt to dismantle it, which is why many people struggle. If they don't know they're dealing with a narcissistic person, they may struggle with authenticity in a narcissistic relationship because it gets dismantled. It's hard enough for us to get to authenticity. If somebody wants to dismantle it, especially when we're younger, I think authenticity, the odds of it happening grow with age. It's hard to be a young, authentic person. But if you remain solid in your authentic identity around the narcissistic person, they'll actually probably get bored and leave, which is always the hope, right? They may ramp up for a little while, but then you're just not an interesting target to them anymore. So then they'll sort of slowly lose interest and walk away.
Come on, demon proof. When you're authentic, everybody in the chat room, the majority of people in the chat room have negative things to say about being authentic. If you're authentic, it's going to backfire. I'm hearing there are women in here. And maybe that's an entirely different discussion, right? Authenticity in women. Is it safe to be authentic for women? Maybe that's an entirely different discussion, right? See, Attila says, especially for women. Maybe it's an entirely different discussion. But I'm talking about between two people, intimate relationship, connected. I believe 99% of people are, it's mask porn. It's persona porn. It's no real deep soul connection. That's why when the relationship gets rocky, the relationship is subject to be in ICU and on a ventilator and close to death. The relationship saw Jesus. There was moments where the relationship left its body and saw Jesus. Listen, that's because we don't have the resilience muscle built up. We don't have the capacity muscle built up, right? We don't have any individuation work. And I'm talking about a lot of people. I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about most people don't have that individuation work going. So a lot of it is performative. So when the performance gets a flat tire, when performance, has a bad attitude that's sustained, the relationship is in mortal danger. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado, get back in here. Did you think about that question I had for you? Did we lose Cali? Cali Soul.
I'm here.
All right.
Muted.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about your little question.
Oh,
I don't like you.
You don't like my guy.
I don't like you right now.
What happened?
I want to be your friend.
We friends. That's why I asked you the question.
So, my coping strategy previously was track shoes. Ghost.
Track shoes. I'm out.
Put them track shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
But now my coping strategy is willingness.
Oh.
And it does protect me because it heals me.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Recently, I had, like, some years ago, a friend of mine, he kept trying to tell me, you are so selfish. You're so selfish. And I didn't get it. I was like, I'm one of the most giving people that I know. What are you talking about? And, I just kind of filed that away on the shelf. And recently, 3 of my companions brought to my attention in different ways, in different situations, like, you are self-centered. And I'm like, here we go again. Okay. You know, like, I couldn't really receive it when it came to selfishness, but that was because I was thinking of the tangible. But now that these people have brought to my attention self-centered and gave me examples, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know, like,
as a matter of fact, I am.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. And sorry, like, thanks for bringing it to my attention. And I'm going to work on it because you're right. You know, like, that's why I don't work for nobody. I work for me. So I don't like authority. I don't like nobody telling me when to go and how to do it and all that stuff. I move at my own pace. And that was the thing, is they're like, you move at a pace that is the pace of a turtle, irregardless of everyone else around you and what we've got to do. You just, dismissive. And I was like, well, yeah, I am dismissive avoidant. So, yeah, I hear you. And like I said, the willingness is like, okay, I got some more work to do.
But willingness is an amazingly high level of consciousness. According to Dr. David R. Hawkins, his consciousness grid, that's at 350. That is, I mean, think about it. Fear, where he has 99%, 98% of the population of the planet. Where are we? 8, 9, 10 billion people. He's like 99% of the planet is vibrating at the vibrational frequency of fear, which is calibrated at 100.
And we call it keeping it 100.
Do you see? So you can't keep it real and be scared. They don't go together. So really, it's a real performance, right? Yeah. But do you see the gap between willingness and fear? I mean, in the consciousness grid, willingness is 350. That's a high level of consciousness.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I've told you before, I take my assignment seriously. I have been spiritually exhausted, and I'm like, I'm good on that. I want to grow.
Come on, man. We love you, girl. We love Callie Soul. Come on, let's help Callie. Pour some water on Callie Soul. Let's help her grow. Let's keep it going.
Oh, some water on me.
Callie, guess what you just did?
Brought Denver into the house. Thank you.
Denver, Colorado is in the building. You know the deal, the protocol. We trying to keep it real tonight. All you got to do is call me if you want to get in here. 1-800-920-1580.
The way you smile, the way you smell, it drives me wild. And I can't go on without you, girl. I've been thinking about this relationship, and I want to know, is it as good as it gets? Cause we've been through the worst times and the best times.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Former Vice President Kamala Harris is releasing a new memoir, 107 Days, on September 23rd.
Since leaving office, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on those days, talking with my team, my family, my friends, and pulling my thoughts together. In essence, writing a journal that is this book, 107 Days.
It covers what she calls the, quote, shortest presidential campaign in modern history. Sean Diddy Combs' legal team is asking a judge to overturn his Mann Act conviction, arguing he did not profit, arrange, or engage in the acts. They say his role was limited to voyeurism, which is not considered prostitution in many states. And black veteran Illinois Congressman Danny Davis is retiring after 15 terms. The 83-year-old Democrat will endorse State Rep LaShawn Ford to replace him in the 7th District. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
were collectors.
Trading cards, comics.
But the leftover paint in the garage was
Clutter. So we took it to a paint care drop-off site for recycling.
helping the planet.
And making room for more collections.
Learn more at paintcare.org.
Yeah, y'all, come on. Come to
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you wet shaving? You'll get razor bumps.
Nah, Pops, I'm good with Gillette Skin Guard. How long you been growing that beard Mama hates anyway?
Since 77. I shaved and got ingrown so bad.
That's why I use the Gillette Skin Guard razor, face scrub, shave gel, and moisturizer. So I don't have to worry about new razor bumps or shaving irritation.
Gillette Skin Guard, huh? Your mama's gonna love this one.
The best a man can get keeps getting better with Gillette Skin Guard. Buy now at a retailer near
Lena
you.
Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. You know how me and Ye do. Yeah.
Real people walking the streets is talking often, it's beef, the city never does. People walking, talking, they sleep, cold sweats and wet dreams on how to get green. Our faith is all in the cheap, black souls, raw and they deep. Hype's trying to talk with no teeth, shorty saying ball or retreat. A lesson we all speak at one point or another. What you expect from one who smoke a joint with his mother? Anointed hustlers in the fatherless region through the pain. Wish they knew that God was just teaching. We want decent homes, so dreams we say out loud like speakerphones, just to keep them on. It's like a color song to keep it on. I guess knowing I'm weak is when I'm really being strong. Somehow through the dust, I can see the dawn like the Bishop Magic Wand. That's why I write freedom songs for the real people.
You are a much more interesting person than you give credit for, because you're trying to act, you're trying to fit into the group and be what other people want you to be.
Yeah.
And you know, we all want the power to change ourselves, right? That's why self-help books do so well.
Yeah.
But you can't begin to change yourself in any meaningful way until you confront who you really are. You know, if you go out in public and you don't look in a mirror, your hair you're going to look really weird,
Yeah.
right? You can't begin to like improve your looks until you look in the mirror. You can't begin to change yourself until you look into that mirror of who you really are. All that other stuff that you don't want to confront.
I'm here to call you out. And I don't give two shakes of a fat rat's tail. I'm here to call you out. Human beings are we're driven by patterns. And even like there are so many experiments, right? The Stanford Prison Experiment was a social psychology study conducted in 1971 by Philip Zimbardo, right? And his colleagues at Stanford University. The experiment aimed to investigate the psychological effects of perceived power and powerlessness in a simulated prison environment. Participants were randomly assigned roles as either guards or prisoners. And the study, intended to last only 2 weeks, was abruptly halted after only 6 days due to escalating disturbing behavior of the participants. Well, listen, their roles, it was the roles that did it. Arbitrarily, you'll be a prisoner, you'll be a prison guard. Now, this was reenacted at Abu Ghraib during Desert Storm, right? This happened there too. The role of I am the prison guard, which means I have authority, the people started to take on the roles. So oftentimes people struggle with being authentic in society because, listen, we love authority. We're addicted to authority. And where there's authority, there is conformity. Do you see? There's another experiment. I can't remember the name of it. But the other experiment was they had 2 lines, right? Just 2 lines drawn on a piece of paper on the wall, 2 lines. And clearly one of those lines was shorter than the other. But what the experimenters recognized was, hey, if 1 or 2 people come out and say the lines are straight, no matter how intelligent these people are, they're going to come out and say, yeah, both lines are the same size. Even if it's obvious that one line is shorter than the other. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we live in a society where keep it real has become like this term, and be real and I'm authentic and no, you're not. If you're reenacting wounds, you're already in a performance. Listen, have you ever seen somebody act a certain way consistently around their mama? I'm talking ladies. There's a man. He acts a certain way around his mama. You might label him mama's boy. You might label whatever you want to label. Mama in control of everything. That is a constant recurring set of behaviors. DC, that's a reenactment. Every time mama come around, he shifts into somebody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the human mind, right? That's how the mind works. Who benefits when you perform emotional fluency instead of feeling raw confusion? Everybody's trying to keep it together, look cool, fake it till you make it. But none of those strategies, it might work in corporate America, but none of those strategies work in intimate relationships. They all put the relationship on an entropy timer. The relationship will slowly begin to lose whatever spark, whatever connection and or attraction that brought you two together. In other words, that connection will devolve into confusion and disorder. If you were no longer attractive, wise, or spiritually articulate, what would remain worthy, right, of love in you? What would still be worthy of love in you? Who are you without your backstory? What part of you secretly wants to stay broken because it makes you more interesting? When you say, I want to be seen, what exactly do you want seen? And what do you hope remains hidden? Man, we got callers on the line. Let's get them up in here. Attila, Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, hello there, child. I was not expecting to be on this fast.
Yeah.
That last question. Oof. If you weren't, what did you say? If you weren't, what was it? What would be left of you? Oh my gosh.
Yes. Here it is. You want me to? If you were no
Read
longer,
again.
if you were no longer attractive, wise, or spiritually
Uh-huh.
articulate, what would remain worthy of love in you?
That's good. I would say my heart. I feel like I have a heart for people,
There
but
we go.
you know, but to me, I would say that's probably my, like, for real, like, only redeeming quality. Like,
Damn.
the other parts of me are kind of mean. Like, low-key, I'm kind of mean. I'm just telling the truth. I think when you start doing the self-work, you're like, ooh, that gotta go. Ooh, that gotta go. My temper gotta go. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I would say this, though, to be honest. When we're talking about being authentic and things like that, I think it's so rough because if you are, like, someone who works, right, you have a boss, like, I feel like the workplace has engineered that, like, where we have to come in on point, where you're just on, especially if you have a job that's, like, public facing.
Right.
And right.
Yeah.
And so that leads you, I think that a lot of times is what leads us into this dissociative period. This is why we want the relationship to be the escape, because your everyday life is a freaking nightmare. It's annoying to have to, go and be on all the time.
Nah, niece. I'm not finna let you off the hook. I said finna. I'm not finna let you off the hook. You from Texas. You from Houston, Texas. I'm not finna let you off the hook,
No, he
man.
didn't.
I got a question for you.
I'm not asking to be let off the hook at all. Give it to me. Go
I
ahead.
got a question. True or false?
Mm-hmm.
Your vulnerability isn't intimacy if it's strategic.
Absolutely not. It is not. If it's strategic, that's nothing more than like a stage play. This is you setting the stage for me to respond a certain way. You want me to basically become Pavlov's dog.
So wait, are you telling me if you're real and authentic, there's no need for strategy?
No. To me, strategy is like, I look at strategy the way that I look at sales, right? Like there is a goal, there's a goal and there's an endpoint. I say this because I'm pretty good at it. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. There is an endpoint. There is a whole reason why you're there. The whole conversation in a sale, you start off real congenial. Hey, Zoe, how you doing? I noticed that you just recently bought such and such. So you see how my voice just changed? All of a sudden, it's higher. It's congenial. The minute I have something important to speak to you about, I'm going to slow down my tone. And I'm going to sound very serious. Because I need you to get the gravity of what it is I'm about to express to you. And sometimes I'll speed my tone right back up, right into the time where it's time to get your credit card. So I say all that to say,
What in the
this
world?
is horrible. This is horrible. This is real. This is real life stuff. This is real life stuff. People take I would say the tactics, you said the strategies, the things that they learn, that they pick up from not just their jobs, but just from everyday life, observing people. They take that and they move that into their relationships because it's advantageous to them. They're not concerned about what is going to grow them. They're more so concerned about what is going to propel them forward into the matrix, what is going to get me ahead.
So,
the heart gets in the way.
You're cooking right now, but are you saying that where there is a strategy, there is an insecurity?
Absolutely.
Ooh, Lord. Hey, niece. Don't do that to people, man. Go ahead.
I'm not even done. I ain't even done. Let me tell you something. I'm using sales. I don't know why my mind is on work. I'm using more and more analogies from that. But think about scripts, right? If you were at a job that required you to use a script and it's standardized and everybody has to speak a certain way and say this at this exact specific point, what is the whole reason behind that? Why do you need a script? If my whole point is to be genuine in my approach and to truly solve an issue or have a real conversation, why would I need that? We use that to get something out of people. We don't use that. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever use a strategy or a script for an honest, genuine conversation. You just have it. It flows. There is a flow. There isn't a pattern and an order and this rigidity that leads to an outcome.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Niece.
Yes.
Hey, niece. Hey, niece.
Yes. What up, dude?
What up, dude? Guess what you just did, child?
I brought Houston in the building.
Yes, sir. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we didn't even leave Houston. We going back to Houston. We drove right down the block. We going back to Houston, Texas in the house.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, everyone.
My name is Raquel Graham, and I have a big announcement to make. I have my own radio show. It debuts on KBLA 1580 on August 2nd, and it is called Entrepreneuring. I'm an inventor, a Shark Tank winner, entrepreneur for over a decade, and a proud mom of 2. I created this show because I know firsthand that entrepreneurship doesn't have just one look. Entrepreneuring celebrates what building a business really looks like. Big, medium, small, and micro. Some of us are running multi-million-dollar operations. Some of us are braiding hair in our kitchens. We're bakers, grant writers, laundromat owners, event promoters. Mark your calendars. Please tune in August 2nd, KBLA 1580 at 1 p.m. Pacific time. No question is too big or small. Let me know what you'd like for me to cover. See you then.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's a killer guys. No doubt. The undisputed. For street, living with their lives on the line.
For young guns coming up during these times.
For police who find drugs, let slide.
For niggas out slinging like 4 in the night.
For your man's not snitching when the pressure is tight.
For those that don't jam when it's time to strike.
For bootleg liquor on a Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you heard in your life.
The VOR back in the building. You already know what it is. The playlist has been on fire tonight. Hip hop, old school, just everything, man. R&B. It's been really fly. The experiment that I referenced earlier today is called the Ash Line Conformity Experiment. The Ash Conformity experiments conducted by Solomon Asch in the 1950s demonstrated the power of social pressure or peer pressure and conformity within groups. Participants were asked to match the length of lines with the majority of the group Confederates instructed by the experimenter, intentionally giving them incorrect answers. The study revealed that a significant number of participants conformed to the incorrect group answer, even though they knew the correct answer was obvious. This is just telling you that people suffer from peer pressure and the pressure of conformity and authority. Couple that with the Stanford experiment, and you can see people are easily programmable. Let me get my final caller in here. Nelton from Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What's going on, Big Brozo?
Man.
Fire topic, man. Fire topic.
Hey, man, this is Attila's doing.
Of course. Anything less be uncivilized.
Right. Attila said, let's take it down to hustling. I said, okay.
So when as we're talking about, willingness and, being confronted and called out. So I had my biggest breakthrough when, I was in the Marine Corps. I did 20 years. I retired 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So the last year and a half of my service, I was struggling mentally, emotionally, and psychologically because, I was going through stuff with my ex and my children. I just had ACL surgery and passed over for promotion and stuff like that, right? So I got to my first session with this guy. I was telling him, he said, so what brings you here? I was like, well, my kids, I ain't be able to see them, talk to them, I can't get promoted, this, that, and third. And as I'm telling him, I'm smiling and laughing, right? And he looked at me and he was like, those things you just told me, Nelson, those things are real hurtful. Like, why are you smiling and laughing? You don't have to do that here. So when I tell you, I looked at that man, I was like, wow. And it hit hard because nobody really gets past my smiles and my good energy to be like, what's really going on, Nelson?
No, because sometimes it's a defense mechanism, right? So it's uncomfortable. You just start laughing like the Joker.
Yes. Yes. But he had the courage to say something though and call me out to the floor. And I responded to that so well. I was like, I needed that. Because I put on the front because I don't want people to think that I'm not, I don't have it together. So I was acting, I was putting on.
No, Nelton, I got something for you though, because this is what I'm gonna start doing moving forward. I just thought of it dealing with my niece. Everybody who calls in here will have to answer one of my questions.
Okay.
Are you ready to answer this question?
Yes, sir.
True or false? You can't come as you are until you burn who you've become to be chosen. True or false?
It's true. True.
Are you ready to burn who you've become to be chosen? Because many of us become something for somebody else in order to get what we... Come on, talk to me. Why is it true for you, though?
Because I'm a Capricorn, right? So since I was 9 years old, I've been like the patriarch of my family because my dad went his way. Mm-hmm. So I was the one, the glue person. Like keep everybody together, make sure everybody's good, right? Don't let them see you sweat. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do, you failed, right? And I carried that with me, bro. Until that therapist was like, "Yo, no, you can shed that now. It's okay." And I cried so much in that session that I didn't know that was going to happen that day, right? And from that point, I've been like renewed, and I have a more sense of who I am and who I'm supposed to be, and not who I'm projecting to be.
Okay, I'm gonna press you. Another question.
Okay,
are you ready? Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Ease into these questions. Here we go. Healing becomes true or false? Healing becomes another hustle when it's performed for approval. True or false?
True. It's true.
Have you ever performed healing in order to be accepted and approved of?
Yes. For my family, for my wife, especially, I was saying about, with my ex and everything, right? How I knew I was performing because I would perform like I was understanding what she was saying and healing, right? But then it would come back, right? When it was time to get my kids, it would come back and we would have the same argument. I'd be like, what is going on? Why are we going through the same cycle? It's because I was performing. I forgot my line.
I got you. Wait, hold on. I got another one for you. Before we get out of here, you got to do this quick. Here we go. True or false?
Yes, sir.
True or false? To truly be seen, you must stop auditioning. True or false?
That is true. That is true.
When did you stop going out on auditions?
After my therapist had called me to the floor, when I told you about it, after he did that, I was like, yeah, I've been acting this whole time. And I was like, and bro, once I realized and I accepted that, that's when I really started to heal. I got in a better headspace.
I love that. Hey, guess what you just did, Brother Nelton?
Come on, baby. Brought H-Town in the building once again, baby.
H-Town up in here. I got to get down to H-Town, boy. Can you imagine me doing a live remote for KBLA in Houston, Texas? Do you know how ridiculous that would be? The whole city would show up. Hey, the voice of reason just starts the conversations. That's all. It's up to you to finish them. I'm the VOR. This has been a powerful week. This series was crazy. Listen, I'll be back Monday with another slew of slappers. Enjoy it.
We all came from the bottom. I'm always blaming you, but what's sad, you not the problem. Damn, I forgot to call him. I thought it was Thursday. Why you wait a week to call my phone in the first place? When was the last time I remembered a birthday? When was the last time I wasn't in a hurry?
Tell me you want them tickets when it's game time. Even to call your daughter on the FaceTime. Even when we was young, I used to make time. Now we be way too busy just to make time. Even for real friends.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. New audio from January's deadly midair crash at Reagan National Airport has been released.
I just saw a fireball and then it was just gone. So I haven't seen anything since they hit the river, but it was a CRJ and a helicopter that hit.
The collision killed 67 people. The NTSB played the